Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Alex Salmond is wading in on the Nicola Sturgeon case. He's probably quite emotional about it. Can't wonder which one, though. Is it just concern, pleasure, ecstasy, or just plain mirth? Because you can guarantee he's enjoying every minute of it. She caused a lot of problems for him a few years ago. There was allegations flying about. He ended up going to court. He won his case. I mean, he was completely vindicated, there's no doubt. We're not pushing that. But it did destroy, or almost completely destroy, his career. She basically instigated a coup d'etat, got him out, and then went on to lead the SNP and destroy Scotland. So I suspect he is watching what's happening to her, with a bit of genial mirth, as I say. We're going to have a look at a piece here to say, what's going on. But we must remember that Wieck and Nippy are not the best of friends. And that I think he will be taking great pleasure in her trials and tribulations. Even more so if it actually was trials. But that's for another day and another video. Anyway, we'll log in, have a look at what he's saying right now. So Alex Salmond says Nicola Sturgeon is in severe difficulties 5 years after she chucked him under the bus. Severe difficulties. It's only the start of what could be a very long period, very intense action on a legal front for her. As Humza Yousaf continues to resist calls to suspend the former First Minister, the Labour Party leader reminds him that it's not the line Nicola took with a whole range of people, including Salmond himself. She would have suspended herself like that. He won't, of course. Humza Yousaf, he hasn't got the cojones to do that. He's a spineless jellyfish. Alex Salmond has weighed into the debate surrounding Humza Yousaf's refusal to suspend Nicola Sturgeon from the SNP. She was arrested and questioned by police as part of a probe into the party's finances on Sunday, as we've covered. The Labour Party leader, who was the SNP's first minister, they need to find a better title, don't they? And gave both of his successors their start in politics, said Miss Sturgeon is in severe difficulties, but added that everybody is entitled to the presumption of innocence. Oh yes, they're entitled to the presumption of it, but the people around are also entitled to the truth and an honest and fair trial where all the evidence must be brought to justice. And even if there's no actual criminality, I think there'll be enough going on that needs to come out in court that would make a lot of people question their loyalty to both her and the party. Anyway, in an interview with STV, he added, Humza's line on this of not suspending Nicola is perfectly defensible. It is a perfectly consistent line to have. But the difficulty, of course, and it's not the line that Nicola took with a whole range of people, and therefore he's going to be asked some very awkward questions about it. And that whole range of people includes Mr. Salmond himself. Because, of course, once that harassment claim came out, he was sort of taken there and told he's got to go. It's a walk the plank moment, really, wasn't it? Anyway, Salmond, who resigned from the SNP altogether in August 2018 after two people accused him of sexual harassment while he was in office. At the time, Miss Sturgeon said that she agreed that the cause of independence was bigger than any one person, even though he was completely innocent. She added, while the decision to resign has been Alex's alone, but you can guarantee there was words. I understand why he has chosen to separate the current questions he's facing from the day-to-day business of the SNP and the ongoing campaign for independence. If that's the line she's taking with him, why is she not resigning? She's saying it's okay for Alex to resign, but I'm not going to resign. He was proven innocent, and she insists she's innocent. So there's no reason not to resign and then come back later, is there? Is there, eh? Except she knows if she resigns, she's never coming back. They don't want her. Mr. Salmond would go on to be cleared of all charges in court and win a judicial review against Miss Sturgeon's government, with a judge finding the investigation into him was tainted with apparent bias because she is such... what's the word? She was running scared. She is vindictive. She's petty. She knows that she had to try and completely destroy him because otherwise he might have come back, and she couldn't have that. That's who you're dealing with here. I told you it before, and I'll say it again. She's an absolute psychopath. During a series of dynamic Holyrood committee hearings into the affair in 2021, he accused his successor of conspiring against him and repeatedly lying to Parliament and breaching the ministerial code. I'm going to leave that one there. I can't say whether she did or not. It is my personal belief is she did lie and she did breach the ministerial code. That's an opinion. That's not a stated fact. I've got to keep myself protected. But it wouldn't surprise me if she did lie, because, you know, it's the SNP way generally, is to lie and lie and lie again. And when you're caught in a lie your way out of it, because they can never ever tell the truth, can they? Anyway, she is now facing a crisis of her own after being questioned and released without charge pending further inquiries by detectives after this £600,000. And then just going on about other people being questioned as well. Mr. Salmond said, Yousaf has to clear out the SNP HQ, or at least find out everything he needs to know about what went on at the SNP HQ. Otherwise, he's going to be in an impossible position down the line. But, you know, the fact is he doesn't have the cojones to fire her, to suspend her. If she was true and honest to herself, like she has been with everyone else, oh, you know, you've got to go, you've got to resign. If you don't resign, we'll suspend you. Why is she not resigning? Two-faced hypocrite, that's why. And speaking at the Holyrood Sources podcast, the former SNP leader warned the crisis could end up spelling the end of the party. Oh, the party's in dire straits as it is. He said the SNP as a political party is facing a potential, and I was going to say extinction event. Maybe that's a bit alarming, but if you don't change course, then that's where it's heading, he says. Momentum works in two ways. It can work in your favour very substantially. Reverse momentum is equally compelling, and they have to shift the narrative. The narrative now is that the SNP find it difficult to run a tap in the Scottish Parliament. It's embarked on confrontational issues with the Scottish population, which are causing significant damage to these groups in society, but more so, he said, to the SNP's reputation. The SNP's reputation is down the toilet with a lot of people, with the majority of people. That was the good old days. Look, let's go out and walk about and pretend to be friends. And she was already sharpening it, ready to put it into his back, wasn't she? She wanted his job. She planned for it. She was planning everything. And I wouldn't... Now, this is speculation. I wouldn't put it past her to have arranged for those claims of harassment to have happened. I honestly think that she is conniving enough to have planned that. Not saying she did, got to cover myself, but I'm saying she's perfectly capable of doing it. And that really, if that came out, that really wouldn't surprise me. Because that's who she is. What a petty, horrible, horrible woman she truly is. Not that he's much better, but she is truly awful. Anyway, I'm coming up. I like to think of Alex Salmond sitting at home. He's sort of flicking through the internet, or he's reading the papers, puts on a news report on the TV. And he's sitting there and he's, chatting with his wife, and they're chortling away. They're a wee cup of tea in front of them, and they're just sitting there chortling away, happy as Larry, laughing continually at everything that's happening, because he knows that revenge is, a sweet, sweet dish. What she put him through, he can now sit and watch as she's going through it. Now, all regimes end in tears, but for Nicola Sturgeon, it's tears of sorrow. But I think for Alex Salmond, there'll be tears rolling down his cheeks, but they will be purely tears of absolute laughter. I mean, he's not a great person himself. He's not wonderful, but she's a psychopath. She does no empathy with people. She is ruthless. He, not so much. I believe he firmly believes in independence. I do believe that. I don't think she firmly believes in independence. I think she thinks independence was a means for her greater glory. That's what it was. That's the difference. She wants that big job now. She isn't getting any big jobs. They're all starting to distance themselves. Nobody wants anything to do with her now. Tainted goods. As soon as she goes away, and preferably to a jail cell, but hey, if that's not going to happen, just out of sight, the better. Anyway, I should finish there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button, press the like button, leave a comment, definitely share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, get some tissues to wipe away the tears of laughter, and goodbye.